This is Jeff Stafford with Concur Technologies. The following has been prepared for the valuation team at DDMX. The top 10 reasons you'll be glad your travel and expense solution is one system. Number 10. You're running late to catch a flight and you pull into the Hertz lot to return your rental car. The Hertz employee's receipt dispenser on his hip, it's out of paper, and the line to get a receipt is 15 people deep. With Concur Travel and Expense, no problem. You can head to the terminal. Your Hertz e-receipt will auto-populate into your next expense report. E-receipts provide itemization, and you can report against them as well. Number 9. You got 37 IT projects to complete with no new headcount. Do you have the IT resources to support the additional load when the credit card feed fails or when images get stuck in the imaging queue? We have time to manage the administration, workflow, and policy changes, not to mention requests from the travel and finance department for T&E reports. With Concur Travel and Expense, which is delivered software as a service, Concur will manage credit card feeds, imaging services, enhancements, and all hosting and security requirements. We'll deliver over 120 standard T&E reports. Best practices are built into the application to streamline and better manage administration. All this and more to allow your IT resources to be focused on strategic initiatives. Number 8. You need to book your trip to LA, but you also need to complete your expense report from last month's sales conference. Do you have to log into one application to book your trip and then log into a second application to create your expense report? With Concur Travel and Expense, you don't have to do this. It's one user interface to book your trip, create, and approve your expense reports. Number 7. As a travel manager, it seems like the booked rate is one rate, but when I get the expense reports back to approve, the amount seems much higher. I'd like to look into this, but it'd take hours, if not days, to be sure. I guess I'll just let it go. With Concur Travel and Expense, you can run a book versus billed report. If your suppliers are not honoring your negotiated rate, send them the documentation and recover these funds. If employees are upgrading at the counter for airfare, hotel, and car, they can be identified so you can ask them to change their future behavior. Number 6. You need to get your expense report submitted, but you've got a million other things to do. With Concur Travel and Expense, one click creates the report. Your itinerary, card transactions, and e-receipts match to create line items in your report. Add any out-of-pocket transactions, fax your receipts to Concur's 800 number, and submit. It's as easy as click, done. Number 5. $27 every time we book a flight, $27 every time we change a flight. We're spending at least $55,000 on booking fees yearly. With Concur Travel and Expense, when you use Concur's integrated travel and expense solution, Travel Focus offers free online bookings. Once we move 90% of our bookings online, we'll reduce our booking fee costs by $50,000 annually. Number 4. Paper, scotch tape, and receipts. No more. With Concur Travel and Expense, you eliminate all the paper. The creation, routing, and approval is all completed electronically. Non-e-receipts can be scanned and attached or faxed to Concur. Number 3. You're on the road and your flight just got canceled. You need to change your travel plans, but as a manager, you also need to approve your team's expense reports. Do you have to log into one mobile application to change your travel plans and then another to approve your expense report? I guess I'll just call Pat, and my team's just going to have to wait to get reimbursed. Concur Travel and Expense, one mobile application to manage your travel needs, update and approve expense reports. Number 2. Your CFO wakes up and he's decided we're no longer going to reimburse employees who don't refill the tank before returning the rental cars. Can you find out how much this is costing us today and how much it might save us? With Concur Travel and Expense, you can run a report, identify the potential savings, update the policy so that it's no longer reimbursable, and you can do it all in 15 minutes. Number 1. The company travel policy has changed. Now we'll need to update the policy changes in 2 systems. With Concur Travel and Expense, it's one system, one user interface, one toolkit, and one policy to update. In addition to these 10 reasons, Concur Travel and Expense will allow DDMX to save an estimated $200 to $250,000 annually as a result of lower operational costs, better policy enforcement, reduced errors, deeper discounts with your preferred vendors, and improved employee productivity. Concur travel and expense. Thank you.